everyone and welcome to my channel. I am Make It Up Supergirl. Today I'll be unboxing my BoxyCharm base box for January 2022 and I'll also be doing a makeup look at the end. So if this interests you, please keep watching and don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to tickle that cute little bell down below to be notified of all my new content. Alright, let's get started. So before I go ahead and unbox everything, I just want to tell you a little bit about what BoxyCharm is. BoxyCharm is a monthly beauty subscription and you can get things such as makeup, skincare, or hair care, and there are 3 different types of subscriptions. The first one is the BoxyCharm base box, and that's $27.99 a month and you get 5 full-size items. The second subscription is the BoxyCharm Premium, and that's $39.99 a month and you get 6 to 7 full-size items. And last but not least is the BoxyCharm Luxe, and you get that once a quarter and the cost is $59.99. Alright, let's go ahead and unbox everything and see what I got. So before I go ahead and open everything, I just want to tell you a little bit about a company called Rose Forever New York. And if you're looking for a Valentine's Day present, this might be the perfect gift for them. Okay, and this is my roses that I've had since November. Do you see how perfect these roses are? So this is what an arrangement of 9 looks like. So you can get as little as 9 or as many as 32. And this is what it looks like in the round container. So if you're looking for that gift, go check out their website and don't forget to use the code down below so you can get $20 off. Alright, let's go ahead and dig in and see what I got. And this is what my BoxyCharm box looks like. And let's go ahead and open it up. So one of the first things I always pull out of a BoxyCharm box is their information card. And the information card is going to tell you what the theme is, what the variation is, and a list of the products. And this month's theme is called Refresh. So let me show you the information card. And that's what the card looks like. So the first item I'm going to pull out is an eyeshadow palette from Wander Beauty, and it has a manufacturer price of $42. So let's take a look. So this is what the outside of the palette looks like. I think the artwork is so beautiful. And here are the beautiful colors. I really love this one called Sea Glass right there. That's beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and swatch 3 of these colors because 3 of them really stood out to me. And that would be Moonlit, Flourish, and Sea Glass. Alright, so this one right here is Moonlit. And then this one right here is Flourish. And then this one right here is Sea Glass. So beautiful. So the second item in this box is from Dermalect and is an eyelid and dark circle corrector. And it has a manufacturer price of $59. And what this does is it contains multi-peptides and tightening agents to help target your puffy eye bags and dark under eye circles. So let me show it to you. And that's what the container looks like. So the third item in this box is from Laura Geller, and it's called the Spackle Skin Perfecting Primer Hydrate, and it has a manufacturer price of $32. And it says, farewell dry flaky skin, quench your skin's thirst with this 2-in-1 moisturizer and primer and save time on your beauty regimen. Featuring a blend of hyaluronic acid, glycerin, and antioxidants botanical ingredients, this nourishing formula brightens and replenishes your skin for a healthier complexion. Create a smooth canvas for improved foundation wear and keep your face feeling fresh all day. And this is what it looks like. So the next item is a matte lipstick, and it has a manufacturer price of $20, and it contains antioxidants and botanical oils to provide nutrients that condition and protect skin from free radical damage. So this has a velvety matte finish, and the creamy formula glides on, pampers your lips with intense hydration, full coverage, rich demi matte look without the dryness. So let's take a look. And that is the beautiful color right there. So the last item in this box is from Dragon Beauty, and it's a lip liner and sharpener, and it has a manufacturer price of $18. And let me show it to you. And that's what the color looks like, so let me go ahead and swatch it so you can see it. And this is the beautiful color of the liner, so I can't wait to start using that. The next thing I'm going to do is do a makeup look with the Wander Beauty eyeshadow palette, so I'll be right back. So the first color I'm going to go into is, I'm going to use Moonlit as my base color. So that is kind of like a light shimmery color. So I'm just going to dip my brush in. I'm going to pat it all on my eyelid. I just pat that on. I pretty much use the same pattern for how I put all my eyeshadow on. I always do a light base and then I do a medium and then I darken my corner and then I put a shimmer on top. So once you feel like you've mastered those techniques, then you can apply those techniques to any eyeshadow palette you want. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use a darker shade to go into the crease of my eye to darken that area. And I'm going to use Enchanted. So I'm just going to dip my brush in Enchanted and then I'm going to kind of draw where I want the shadow to be. So I kind of have a template. So I always go right underneath my arch of my brow. And then I go to the tip of this eye shield. So now that I kind of have my outline on where I'm putting the dark shade in my crease, I'm going to use a little fluffy brush and I'm going to fill it in. So again, I'm using Enchanted. So then I'm going to put it in. And I like to stamp my shadow first because, as you can see, I have lots of little wrinkles, which happens when you get older, like me. But just because you're older doesn't mean that you can't enjoy pretty makeup. So now I'm just gonna stamp it in there. This formula is beautiful. So I'm just going to stamp a little bit more because I kind of want to get that in there in the corner. And then once I get the shadow in the crease, then I kind of push my brush up and really get in there. So now that I kind of got my darkening going on, I'm going to actually go in with the color called Overnight and just even deepen that a little bit more. Because these colors are very light. Ooh, that is really pigmented. When you use this color, don't use as much as I did because it was a lot. Now I have to blend it out. So I'm just going to swish this back and forth. Woo! Alright, so now that I've done darkening my corners, I'm going to go ahead and go in with the shimmer. I'm going to use the one that's that green sea foamy, beautiful color. Let me show it to you again before I put it on. So I'm going to go ahead and use that one right there. Isn't that beautiful? Alright, so I'm going to use my finger to put on the shimmer. For some reason, shimmers seem to perform better when I use my fingertips. So I'm going to use my finger first and then I'll probably use a brush to heighten it up. But it's really pretty, this shadow. It almost feels like it has a little bit of gold in it. So I have some on my finger and then I'm just going to pat and get it on my eye. Ooh, that is so pretty. I really like that. And I'm patting because I want that color to really stand out. So now I'm gonna go ahead and get my lashes on, my lipstick, my blush, and all that, and I'll be right back. Ta-da! Well, here is my final look. What you think? I think this palette is very beautiful, and I'm really glad I got this in my BoxyCharm. And thank you so much for spending time with me today. I really appreciate it. And please remember to love yourself, love others, know that you're loved, and that we're all beautiful. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.